final ban is going to Dignitas. Carthus has of course been banned already. There's the Ramos ban, so that's Carthus ban is clearly aimed at MoMA and Ramos ban.
There's the pick, the contested pick. We actually talked to both Dignitas and AAA this morning, and they were like, one of us needs Corky. You know, somebody's gonna grab it. He's very good right now, just aggressive in the play. The compositions they want to work makes Corky work very well. He's got the kite from Valkyrie, very long range. He can stay behind the defensive line, and very tanky teams have been coming out in this tournament. They go with the safe top contested support pick this tournament, Jana. They are going to take that, and the Shyvana as well. Going to be able to clear that jungle and look for an early gank on this.
That is going to mean very, very bad things for Linak in his jungle, because that Shyvana is a counter-jungling monster. And oh, there is the Leona as well. So AAA get to run there so far. I think practically undefeated Leona Corky. I think they only lost that SK game with that lane. And Leona Corky is, and honestly at this point, just shout out to N-Rated for finally playing Leona in a game. I'm casting so happy about that.
You know, that's a really strong lane too, because Leona's passive that gets on to whoever she hits, and then Corky's going to be able to do a little bit extra damage on that. So you're just feeding Corky more and more damage, and we're going to have to see how they work that. We do have a Twitch being picked, but they also said that in lobby. I'm playing Twitch this game. He's probably going to flip it out. Just a placeholder for now. But Locust has taken Lee Sin. We'll have to see what they work with that, and it looks like they are going to counter with Ezreal on that. And PewDiePie been playing very strong with Ezreal. He was made to pick that one of the other games. He said, oh, you took my Corky, now what do I do? And he actually went on to just have an amazing game with Ezreal that time.
So now we will see what Linak wants to run in the jungle. There's a couple of options for him open still, but Lee Sin and Shyvana have been picked by Dignitas, and Udyr, Ramos have been banned. So let's see what he's going to run. It's a very interesting strategy to attack the enemy jungler, because you say our top lane is better than your top lane. So you need jungle help more than we do. So we're going to take your jungler out, and that is going to make your top lane fail. Linak still leaving that pick open. There's a couple of things he could do. He could run a Nocturne, but I don't think that Linak likes running Nocturne. Maokai is also still up for grabs, a top contested jungler. Linak does like playing Shaco, but that's the Mundo. Yeah, Mundo makes sense.
Going to be the Mundo running Exhaust as well too, so that's going to be speed in the jungle. And as we've pointed out before, that Mundo, if you find the jungler, you're going to have flash, you have an escape. That jungler has Exhaust, you're going to lose to that jungler.
All right, and we have Voyboy now locking in the last pick. Mordekaiser being locked in there. Yep, Mordekaiser locked in, and it's going to go obviously to Skara there in mid lane. And I was speaking to AAA earlier in the day about that, about the Mordekaiser from Skara. I asked them if they're scared, and they said, no, you know what, we're not really scared, because Mordekaiser, as Skara builds him, is super squishy. Skara almost always builds Will of the Ancients into death cap, and as long as you gank really, really hard, you can shut him down early game. Then again, there was one Mordekaiser that Skara ran where he went 0-3-0, and then still aced in a team fight. So
yeah, it's somebody that can come back. Mordekaiser is one of those champions that you can't count out right away, especially in the hands of Skara. Just very strong. He has great mechanics in the game, always keeping his shield up in the most opportune situations. He figures out who's going to be in the fight, so we'll go ahead, throw shield on them, assisting them, but also gaining shield the entire time because they're right in the fight. So we'll have to see the switch arounds come out. The Voyboy is going to be a top Lee Sin there, very nice. Dominate in the jungle, as we said, with Shyvana. This is a very sticky AAA team, though. That is a lot of CC. Yes,
there's a lot of slows, a lot of CC. Leona in lane has, I think, a total of 3.6 seconds of lockdown on an enemy champion. It's just sick. It's this kind of kill lane. On the other hand, N-Rated told me that if you get one good counter gank in on Leona, she can be taken out of the game so easily, because she's very, very fragile if you gank her early on in lane. And that is probably what Dominate is going to look to be doing. Top lane, I think it was a last second switch. Last second they put Lee Sin in the top lane. Yes, Voyboy is going to run a Lee Sin. He had the Shyvana locked in before that, but I don't think he was kidding anyone there. It's obvious that Dominic is going to go into the jungle with that Shyvana. And Linak on Mundo, I guess it's a very, very top contested jungler at the moment as well. Riven for Soas in top lane. Riven versus Voyboy's Lee Sin. Not entirely sure how that is going to work out. We're going to see that. again, Voyboy is the stronger top lane player at the moment. We'll have to see if he can still dominate as hard as before. But we're now actually launching into the game here. So we don't have too many people yet, but maybe we can have a little bit of noise here for aAa versus Dignitas. Alex, I think in mind. And we are in game right now. Both teams are setting up. Looks like very aggressive movement here from aAa. They're immediately going into the river. Mundo probably just scouting for the enemy team. Oh, they're changing their mind. They're maybe going into the lizard jungle for Dignitas, and only 4 members of Dignitas are there and ready. aAa need to find a way to invade where they can't be spotted. I'm not entirely sure where that clairvoyance just went down. I think there was a clairvoyance at least. Do they even have one? They do not. So I'm hearing things. And Voyboy gets spotted here. Oh, the Dark Binding barely missing him there. That could have been bad news for Lee Sin. But I guess he saw that one coming.
Yeah, it looks like, yes, after being seen there, they are going to go ahead and jump out, trying to be careful. But being seen top, Dignitas says, you know what, we feel comfortable doing a little bit of an invade bottom here. Maybe we'll even get closer than you think we are going to. And we'll see now against all 30 moving back into their jungle, feeling that it's quite safe. They do have some wards around, but those are in the right side. So they did see him coming down. They do know that Locust is right there. Good ward placement as well. A lot of early wards in this tournament that we've seen, and it's really helped out in the camps. We could have a first round 5v5. Cutie Pie caught by Dark Binding. First blood going to against all authority. A double kill coming up on Dominate with the Ignite, and Yellow Star starts his lane with 2 kills.
Ouchie, that's going to hurt quite a bit. Voyboy wasn't there. Don't think it would have helped anyway. aAa had a perfect binding on Ezreal. Very, very squishy target there. And yes, you can see his nick is Mr. Orange. It should be Cutie Pie, of course. He tried to change his nick back, but apparently that's difficult. That is the best start that aAa could have hoped for. They start with a 1.2k gold advantage here, Rivington. This is going to be pretty bad news for Dignitas Nerfs as well. So I don't know how they're going to deal with it, especially Cutie Pie here in bot lane, who had his Corki for most of the important games, now has to play an Ezreal against somebody who is as known as he is for playing a really strong Corki. Yeah. In mid lane though, we see a exhaust gank coming in from Linak as well on Skara, so the ganking in mid starting super early in the game, a flash being used by Skara. He is not going to be safe at all, and I think Linak is going to come back as soon as he can. He's going to farm up a little bit. Oh no, Locust moving out of position, but it looks like he's going to be all right. And I'm going to point out that Yellowstar did not go back. He had so much experience. He's already level 2, and he's just going to have such an advantage by staying in lane. He didn't want Cutie Pie to get up on that experience at all. So look at them just pressure out bottom lane. This is not going to be good for Dignitas down bottom. So as taking a lot of damage from Voyboy top, and point out in that first level 1 fight, 3 people got 2 assists, and Corki picked up 2 kills. So that's just huge for them. Yellowstar taking a lot of damage bottom. Ignite is on. Can he get the other attack off? Beautiful job by N-Rated to slow down the attack. Yellowstar going to go ahead and come back very dangerous to lane. Oh, Morgana though going into the enemy jungle right now. She seems to know the timing, but did not manage to get a Dark Binding off. Linak trying to gank top lane. Let's see if he gets in on Voyboy. He gets the slow in, but there's no follow-up. Interesting.
Looks like Shyvana still feeling comfortable. Dominate coming out of his jungle into the river, now red and blue. It looks like this will just be somewhat of a counter. He has that ward there, possibly picking up wraiths here and denying some resources for Linak.
Just smiting and running, being super safe. Linak was just seen top lane, so he knew he couldn't be here yet. Linak has picked up that blue buff for himself right now. Is going to go and invade by the looks of it. Oh, at the same time though in bottom lane, nope.
Yellowstar, Valkyrie over middle. They're trying to get to Skara. I believe Yellowstar, Yellowstar has that? No, he does not. He has Flash, so they wouldn't have been able to slow down. They were hoping to get the Dark Binding on Skara. Skara still usually plays quite aggressive, even after blowing a Flash in middle from a gank, so that's exactly what they're trying to do. Still the focus from Linak from the jungle, coming from behind Skara. Moma from the backside as well. Can they get the Dark Binding on? There's just too many minions around, but it's just going to be enough pure damage to take down Skara in middle, and he needs to be a lot more careful without that flash up.
That's exactly what aAa said they were going to do if Skara runs his Mordekaiser mid lane. Just gank him from very, very early on, because he plays a squishy Mordekaiser and it's working so well. Actually, great play from Linak here. He was hiding just behind the corner here when Skara came to check if there was a jungle gank incoming, and just as Skara went back into lane, he was like, you know what, I am here after all. So Linak with really great play so far, 101 on Mundo there, who is of course my favorite champion because he's my forum avatar, Rivington. What's your forum avatar?
Karate Kennen.
Oh yes, no Kennen for you yet, but there's at least one more game, and Soaz is known for his Kennen.
Soaz trading.
Yeah, looks like they're both gonna be fine for now.
The cloth 5 pots is definitely keeping Voyboy in lane, and it looks like he goes for another attack.
Yep.
Riven coming out with a quick key burst. That's going to stun him up. Mordekaiser looks like he's going to ward around. He's going to be trying to steal those Wraiths from now on. He wants that extra experience. Bottom lane pushing quite hard.
Ooh, top lane, Voyboy taking a bit of tower damage here, but successfully harassing Soaz down to just a little bit above 100 HP. So look at Skara pushing like crazy. Look at that. This man is not afraid of ganks, I guess.
No, really not. Trying to play aggressive, trying to not let MoMA farm up whatsoever. With those assists, it's going to make it very hard for these lanes to be won right now. And with those wards down, they somewhat know that there is one behind them. That vision ward went down.
Oh, in bottom lane though, N-rated going in. The Ignite is down on Locust. Can Yellow Star follow up? No, he cannot get in range to do a lot more damage. Once he's level 6 though, that is going to look a lot different. And it looks like Janna is going to have to go home right now. Probably earlier than she wanted. Voyboy also going home. Let's see if he's going to come back with a ward. What is he buying? He's still waiting to buy in. Oh, there's a pause. Looks like there may be a little bit of an issue there. We'll see what we got for them very soon. We have we have a little bit of a monitor issue possibly there. We're going to fix that really quick for you. We have a very good track record of pauses this tournament so far. They were all under a minute, so let's hope we're not going to go over
Voyboy doing very well top here, having about a 10 CS lead, not too much. We do see that Soaz still very much in that top lane game, as well as Shyvana going up top. So they may be trying to fix something up as Shyvana gets back to lane. Dominate's going to be there first. Maybe we'll see that Voyboy comes around the bottom side. There really isn't too much warding going on up top yet, so they may work off something there. A lot of the focus, as we said, between these teams have been that focus top lane. They just say it's easier to gank. There's not as much going on. Obviously, with the support bottom and so much else going on, all the wards that are usually placed bottom, that top is just a really good focus. And if you can completely win that lane, it's such an advantage.
And Skara, one of the people who is really well known for farming extremely well. He is at 44 CS in spite of that gank, but MoMA is out farming him, of course. 48 currently on Morgana. Morgana, one of those champions, just needs to put down a Dark Binding, and he already does have those 2 Doran's rings from the 3 assists that he has at the moment. And here we can see one of our admins talking to Dominic, who may be having that issue. Alright, so as soon as we got this straightened up, we're going to go back into the game and going to resum the game. We can also see on our minimap, you can't see that at the moment, but we can see it, that Linak is in position yet again for another gank on mid lane here, Rivington. And in spite of all the ganks, Skara, here we can see him pushing so very aggressively. Skara currently in 100% serious mode. You can see it in his face. A little bit of maybe some other issues. He's still talking to an admin at the moment. But any moment now, we should be back into this. Yes, definitely Skara in serious mode. When you see Skara not smiling, you know that he is 100% focused on this game. And that happens very, very rarely, I can tell you that. Bottom lane is also still even in spite of that advantage for Corki. So it's just 3 CS ahead.
Yeah. And it looks like they will be going back into this real quick. If you're just joining us for this game, we are here on the second to last day of your IEM World Championship. We are against All Authority versus Dignitas. This game started out very quickly. 2 kills in favor of Yellow Star right off the bat, able to take down both champions opposing in his lane. The support and the AD, we had Cutie Pie and Locust both going down, which made that a very strong lane for them.
I think Locust didn't go down. It was Shyvana that went down. But oh, in mid lane, there is the gank coming in again. Skara super low, is slowed, uses his ultimate on the moment, but is going to fall to Linux. to Linux, what is it, Burning Agony. Yes. And MoMA really doesn't care too much about the ultimate on him right now. And this is aAa managing to play exactly their game. This is the game they wanted to play. They told me literally this morning at 7 o'clock here in the venue. I was talking to them and they were like, yeah, let him run his Mordekaiser. We'll just gank him non-stop and he's not going to be able to come to the game. Then again, I'll just say it again, he has been able to come back from worse before.
Looks like Voyboy doing a little damage to Soas up top. Wow, very nice trade for him and the upper hand there. Back towards middle, Dominate, soaking up some XP and trying to push that lane off the tower so you can get Skara back in there and soaking up that much-needed experience right now. Skara 0-2 in the game, 45 to Morgana's 61. And that's going to be a tough one to come back from, especially since, as we have said before, Morgana, nice dark binding there on Skara, going to do a little bit of damage. But Morgana is just going to continue to push that lane. Locust trying to get out there and place down some wards. A very nice ward there, and he's going to be able to clear the other Vision ward. Now they have Vision on Dragon, and we may see some movement for that in the next few minutes.
This would be a very early Dragon, but they do have Mundo, who has amazing Dragon control with his Cleaver. Enrated actually catching Locust here. Yellowstar immediately switching around to him, but that's the exhausted Yellowstar, so not a lot of damage, and he has the Valkyrie out of it. Enrated still in the middle of everything, though Cutie not quite managing to find a path back to his tower yet, but is going to be fine. At the same time, though, Linak is coming in possibly for a gank in top lane. Ooh, looping around now.
Enrated still trying to dive, very low, under 100 HP, flashes away, but here comes Skara. Can he pick up the double kill? No, it's one for Cutie Pie, and Skara will finally put himself on the scoreboard at 1-2. And that's a very nice job by Dignitas, bottom lane.
At the same time, a gank from Mundo in top lane, not quite so successful. Voyboy, just such a dominant player in this top lane. Let's just watch him a little. Oh, actually, as we're watching Voyboy, Dignitas are going for that first dragon off, based off the wipe of bottom lane. There's not much that MoMA can do at this point as an Ezreal ulti shouldn't bother him too much, and yeah, they need to be careful not to get engaged on here. Let's watch Voyboy and Source dance a little bit there in top lane, because I just want to see how Voyboy does this.
Linak just stole blue, by the way.
Oh, wow. Okay, well done, Linak. Every time I try to watch top lane, something amazing happens. Voyboy is at 65 to Source's 56, so the advantage is building. And Voyboy, you can just see he is bullying Source so hard there. And now he's taken a page from Darian's playbook, pushing the top lane into tower and going for a blue steal.
Let's see where Cutie Pie is in his build. Cutie Pie up to 3 Dorns already, pretty much catching up to Yellowstar. A very nice job there. It looks like a little bit of an invasion.
Linak finds him at blue buff. Blue buff resetting. No, he released it. So he should be fine. Actually, MoMA gets caught there. Voyboy coming in as well. There's an ignite. And the last damage tick from the ultimate should be enough. So Skara turning it around here in mid lane.
Indeed he is, and they're going to go back for this as well. They want to give Voyboy a little bit of harass here. Linak, however, meeting Skara in the bush. Burning Agony doing quite a bit of damage. Skara may fall, but that shield builds up. Very nice job from Voyboy on the safeguard. And it looks like Linak, no, he does not lose blue. That would not have helped too much for him. They do as well find Soaz, the ultimate from Shyvana, and it looks like there's a big chase. Nice infected cleaver from Linak.
And bot lane actually had to come up to help in all of this. I think blue buff still not taken. Yeah, blue buff still standing there, waiting to be taken. That was super aggressive invasion there, and it all started with Voyboy dominating his top lane, pushing it into tower, and then saying, you know what, I'm gonna go and take your golem.
Voyboy doing a great job bottom lane of forcing these minions into the turret, and he looks how aggressive he is right now, dodging the Zenith Blade from N-rated, backing off. Now, he doesn't want to be tanking those turret shots, but he did just take a few as his damage was ticking.
Rivington
called aggro.
Voyboy is so good, he can push minions bot lane even when he's top lane. That's how good he is in this game. I'm trolling you. It's fine. Yep, Cutie Pie is setting up in the brush here in bot lane. He wants to bully back a little bit. It's 72 to 69, so he is slowly building an advantage. It looks like MoMA is going to be given his blue buff now, finally. And yeah, it looked super strong for aAa in the beginning of the game. They were 4-0 up, but Dignitas are coming back from this. They're finding their way back in.
Voyboy all by himself up top. Soaz needing to stay in lane a little bit more. He is under-leveled. According to Voyboy, it's 9-8 there, and Voyboy is almost about to level. He's halfway already to 10, so he's going to have a little bit of domination in lane. Stats are higher, his health is higher, he's tankier, and he's been also winning that lane as well. Looks like he may get a little bit of an assistance here. Dominate buying that Oracles now 12 minutes into the game. They could focus on something. They do see the ward, but it looks like they may still pressure this a little bit, at least zoning, so as MoMA returns back to his lane, that blue buff on.
Yeah, and Linak was waiting in the brush bot lane for a lane gank for the longest time, and I think, yes, he's going to make it happen. There is the slower on QtPie who uses his is it called Flux Shift? The
Arcane Shift.
There you go. Yes, this Arcane Shift to be safe. There is the Essence Flux. There you go. Arcane Shift. Yes, he's shifting out arcanely. Safe enough there. That's a very nice thing about playing Ezreal. That's super safe escape skill that he has there. Dominate in the enemy jungle is going to take some tasty wolves for himself there. Oh, no, it's just so quick on that Shyvana. He's going to leave one wolf. That is mean. But there you go. And Voyboy bullying Soas there in that top lane.
Yeah, almost a 30 creep score advantage, about 26 right now. Voyboy doing a very nice job, not even really putting any damage down onto Soas, just trying to poke at him here and there, win the trade, and not take any.
That was a cute move. Ezreal tried to steal the red buff with the ult. He was just about a second too late there. They must have had vision on Linak going for it and timed it, but didn't time it entirely perfectly. MoMA in mid lane is at 109 CS versus 119 for Skara, who has his Will of the Ancients. So Skara is coming back into this game in a big way. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Skara. Soas in top lane, nothing new to report. Rivington, still a lot of bullying going on. Kids, don't bully, it's wrong. Unless you're in a game of League of Legends, in which case it's okay.
So at this point you have to question, would that bottom lane really be going in favor of Against All Authority if Yellowstar had gone back and purchased as soon as he got those kills? It seems that QtPie was really able to catch up here, and he's kind of just evening out the lane and now pushing. Yellowstar is forced to back, QtPie doing a little bit more damage on his auto attacks, and really great job by Dignitas to come back on that bottom lane against a 2-0 AD right off the bat.
Yeah. The junglers dancing a little bit in the river there. No real encounter quite yet. They're both setting up for... Oh, actually, the dragon is still down, of course. Yeah, but they may be setting up for dragon again. First dragon, of course, did go to Dignitas after they killed the bot lane there. Linak just pulled the enemy blue buff, actually. So now aAa with the invade onto Dignitas. And Leona is there as well, doing a little bit of extra damage. And MoMA picking up the enemy blue buff there. There is another Ezreal ultimate. Going nowhere at all in a hurry.
QtPie ultis everywhere.
Yep. Soas and Voyboy find each other here. There's going to be a bit of dancing, but yeah. Riven is one of those champions who can really run very, very well. Now it looks like aAa are pushing mid lane in preparation for that dragon pickup, Rivington.
Yeah, there's a little bit of movement here. We can also see Voyboy is coming down from the top lane. You can see the movement here for the dragon. This is going to be a contested fight. And it looks like Linak's going to be the first one in, possibly with a ward down. No, he doesn't have any. He's just making sure nobody's in that area. And as both teams start to mill about and gather at the bottom, we're about to have this dragon fight.
Yep, Dominate and Voyboy going in there. Almost all of Team Dignitas is there. Only the support is currently split off from them. A split team is always a weaker team, but they do find MoMA and Soas here, and they're going in very aggressively. MoMA is using his ultimate, but it's not enough to stay alive, and he falls before the ultimate stun can proc. Soas is going to run away from this, but you know what? Dignitas are going to be happy with it. Actually, they find N-Rated and Linak here. N-Rated has to use his ultimate just to get away, flashing across the dragon pit. And that fight is just looking so good for Dignitas, even though they were split.
Wow.
Voyboy going in again, and Exhaust was down on Yellowstar. There is the ultimate from Ezreal as well. The heal used, it's not going to be enough. It is actually with a flash. And Linak also just barely getting away from this. Look at Dignitas, so aggressive here. And during that whole time, I think, yep, Shyvana just solo dragon.
You know, very nice job. And, you know, Xenon, this is something you've pointed out before. The pinch on Dragon, usually not the thing that works. They got pushed out on the side. They had less people into a 4v2 situation, and they got taken down really quick. They're going to get a tower off of this, possibly head down to Dragon, or they got Dragon and Dragon.
They have Dragon, Dragon, yes, absolutely. QtPie gets caught, but no danger there. Nothing, no threat from Morgana at the moment. Both Tormented Soil and her ultimate were down, Soul Shackles. and Shyvana also picking up a tower there in bot lane. So Dignitas are coming back into this game. They are definitely in the lead right now with about a 4.4k gold advantage. That is not what you expected after the first 4 kills of that game.